Good morning, Internet, and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included Spaced Out. We will get into the deadly Dreamland here shortly, but they just did an update, so I didn't want to load the game until we looked at a couple things here in the main menu. Quick, I don't know if shout out is the correct word, but a thank you. Kind of in the end of the last video, I talked about how I just hit 200 subscribers, so I figured at the beginning of this one, I'd say thank you to all those who have subscribed, and really thank you to all those who watch these videos. I've really enjoyed this game, but it definitely has a learning curve shaped like a wall, where when you are brand new, you definitely need some information, some help to see, how to get through some of this stuff. So the testing branch update they just did, they added a bunch more stuff to the world gen. Look. There's more. Can I not click on those? So there's and that's off the screen. So there's now a water asteroid, and I'm guessing that's gassy moo and superconductive. Oh, that's the one we already have. That one's superconductive. And same thing over here. And so you can kind of see them appearing. Okay, interesting. So, yeah, World Gen, they added some new stuff. They say they're very much work in progress. So while we're waiting for the game to load up, at the end of last episode, there was a bit of a steam explosion. We're a couple cycles past that, but I thought I'd go and show you what the outcome of that was, because it's hilarious in its destruction, and the fact that some stuff made it is awesome. So the load times are quite long. I went and paused that. So there's still some steam in here. It's slowly dripping down. So one way the steam is going out is obviously it's evaporating out the top of the map. But the other way is my gold amalgam door melted. I don't know how this solidified. I don't know how that was possible. Everything around here is super hot, but somehow that gold got below, is it 1100? 1063. But the effect of this is this steam tries to come into here. This is a vacuum, and this water is condensing that steam. So this was at like 10 kilograms, and it's now up to 17. So temperature-wise in here, it is screaming hot. But this steam is slowly condensing through this gap. At some point, that gold will solidify, and then I think more steam will come in, but it's such low pressure that 10 kilograms through the aqua tuner is fine. Full disclosure, I did go into debug mode to analyze this as opposed to sending the dupes back, because I know I can analyze a volcano. It's not even that rough in here. It's worse outside than in the volcano room. So the next eruption is in 5 cycles. That gives us some time to look around. I sent my dupes back to pick up Atmos suits, and so those should all be getting repaired and loaded back in the rocket, but they don't need to go there. And let's see, they updated research. Maybe, there it is. And so now there is battery module, provides power to connected buildings. Okay, but, I see. Things that they just gave me before now need to be researched, and that makes perfect sense. So before under rocketry, those things just existed. I think you have to be in a rocket to see them. Yeah, those things just existed. And so now, in the testing branch, we have to research them. Shucks. What other important things? Oh, one thing I've clicked past a couple of times is this monstrosity. Let's go over some details. I'm trying to make liquid oxygen. As anyone who's watched any of my videos with any rocket program knows, getting dupes to deliver oxalite is the worst thing in the world. I know with 100% certainty I can make liquid oxygen with thermoregulators. it just sucks. Because each one of these is a 1 kilogram packet of hydrogen, trying to cool 20 kilograms of oxygen. It takes forever. Like, this has now been running for many cycles. And as you can see, it's still got another 20 degrees to go before it gets cold enough. And then this top loop is also cooling the steam turbines. It's darn cold up here. It is nowhere near cold enough. There is still no supercoolant or any way of getting it. So the thought process was, what liquid can I use? What liquid can I put in a pipe to run through an aqua tuner to make this work so I can start using 10 kilograms instead of 1 kilogram? And the only thing I can think of is oxygen. I can't get cold enough to make hydrogen. Everything else is a solid at those temperatures. So that's the plan. We're going to use the thermoregulators to get this down to liquid oxygen. We're then going to start to feed 1 kilogram packets of liquid oxygen into the aqua tuner. And then once this whole room gets cold enough that I'm not worried about the pipes breaking, I can then feed that up to 10 kilograms of liquid oxygen. I have no idea what the thermal conductivity is of liquid oxygen. I really don't. But that's the plan. That's what I'm going for, is I'm going to make liquid oxygen and run it through an aqua tuner. This could go horribly, horribly badly. You know, I've got it running through up here, but I very well might swap that over to something and not even bother with it because, yeah, I'm just going to do that now. The thermal regulator will keep that cool, no problem. Did they change my interface? It feels like, okay, now it's right. For some reason it felt like the interface was incorrect. There, that just makes me feel better. Delete this, yeah. Dupes can come through here, that'll be fine. Alright, do a quick overview of the other planets. This one's got 160 kilograms of food. Well, I suppose I could send all that meat back through. Ah! Where did all that water come from? What melted? So I get for not checking on my base in quite some time. You have plastic. You don't need plastic. You do need... I don't think I can do meat in here. I'm going to have to do a fridge. That range. Perfect. Alright, we'll build a fridge, we'll dump the meat in there, and then we'll ship it over. And we'll have them sweep this up. And we'll wait a couple of cycles. Yeah, some big guy over there. And here's all my sulfur coming through. That's still working fine. Temperature in this base is about as glorious as it can get. Okay, you... edible... meat. Alright, people, bring all the meat over. Pretty sure I've used set to meat, but yeah, it just wasn't set to... set to manual, so they couldn't use it. Nope, research is done. This won't take very long. I guess the poke shell is attacking them? Who knows? Super fresh meat. Alright, and then we'll have them grab whatever else is around. Alright, over here on the ice planet, got bored, had my dupe dig out most of it. It's an ice planet, it's fine. It's... ooh, some heat is leaking through there. I thought about putting a third steam turbine on here, but I don't see why. Do you have on a snazzy suit? Can't tell. Everything in here is gloriously green. Yeah, we know they all have them. I guess that means you don't. Rowan, come put on some fancy clothing. You can wear your spiffiness as you're running around here. What's going on over here? Still making plenty of tungsten. Got 2 dupes just living their best lives. Put in a pump to clean up the carbon dioxide, so this base is all nice and cleaned out. I could probably even get the dupes out of here. And then this base we already looked at. Oh, we're down to micrograms. This is actually working quite well for cooling down the steam because there's not enough to cool down the gold. And the gold is blocking the steam from overheating the turbines and melting everything else. And a bunch of dead hot rovers. Do they have a temperature? Oh, they do have a melting point. Huh. I didn't look at that before. Rovers can melt. No, that one can't. There must have been an update. There must have been an update. There's no way there's a 7,000 degree difference. Where do I have more rovers? Yeah, there must have been an update. Oh no, I made it. That's what it is. Look at the primary element. These guys are made out of ooze, and you're made out of steel. How is that a thing? Where do I have another rover? Don't know where my rover ended up. I think they're down here. There they are. They're made out of copper ore. So these are like my earliest ones. Interesting. So I think there was an update in the midpoint. Oh, yeah. This just isn't working correctly. I think a better idea is put an ice machine over here and just have it dump ice and then use this to keep the ice cold. This idea of automatically making the ice just isn't working. But we'll let it freeze, then we'll come in and we'll do something better. Otherwise, how are we doing on water? That's active again. That's dormant. And we have pips everywhere. Sure, we'll add another couple in there. And I'm starting to lose poke shells because I am all out of polluted dirt. I've used it all, which is awesome. Alright, well let's bring it back in a couple of cycles and we'll start to see what the Niobium Volcano does this time. Here's one part of this base I forgot to go over. I was distracted by the meat. This is starting to solidify, but it really doesn't matter. I mean, this only needs to get up to 400 degrees and this spike is still in the thousands. So this is going to run for a very, very long time. Who's complaining over here? Oh. No idea. But as you can see from this water level, it's not going down anytime soon. Where are you even getting food poisoning? Like, this I put in chlorine. Like, seriously, where did he get food poisoning from? Like, none of this should be able to have food poisoning. Now, yeah, I need to figure out a way of making that automated. I set this to sweep only so occasionally I can come pick that up. Does any of this have? The saves. No, some of it does, but the fridge will take care of it. I'm betting you are biohazardous? No. Just unconstructive. No idea. But we got another couple of cycles. I just thought I'd point out that this heat spike just started solidifying this rock. There is 64,000 kilograms, so 64 tiles worth of petroleum in each one of these tiles. I think I'm good on petroleum. We're not running big rockets anymore anywhere. Alright, is that all of them? Maybe I got one more. Yep, there's one. Alright, that's the final research, and I think we got another 2 cycles for this. Yep, 2.5. That molten gold just solidified, and I don't think it's going to make a bit of difference. I think it'll actually get rid of the steam faster. My main concern is if this floods, but I don't think there's enough water there. Oh yeah, there you go again. There just isn't enough water in here. This is all micrograms. So this has been doing a great job. I'm glad I put that cover on it. And yeah, even though it melted the door, seems fine. Just thought I'd bring you back, show you that this just solidified and that it was fine. Just over here watching the temperatures. And these pipes do exchange a bit of heat. So I think I'm going to have to come through and double insulate all of this. Just to try to help keep the heat in where I want it. I really don't want it exchanging heat out here. I mean, these are coming down, but it's just so very slow. And you can watch it bounce the 0.8, 0.9, and then it will start bouncing to the negative 173 like it's coming down, but good. It's just slow. I mean, I've had 3 running non-stop for quite some time. So obviously it started up here in the 22 range. And the oxygen in there still needs another 20 degrees. But we'll let them build, we'll see if that helps. Alright, so this starts doing the rising pressure thing at about 1.5 cycles. Steam pressure wise, this is just now coming to a vacuum up here. And I think down here is getting pretty darn close. Oh, and timed it perfectly with the save. Yeah, that's dropping fast. Alright, we have survived the steam explosion. Everything in here is screaming hot. Wow. But there aren't any dupes here. Nobody lives here, nobody cares. This cooling loop is still going. This is all slowly coming down. What's that igneous rock at? Okay, so that doesn't keep exchanging temperature with this. I wonder if I need to make that a metal tile instead of a mesh tile. Probably. Keep an eye on the volcano. I want to put it in slower speed and kind of see what happens. Because last time, it really was just an explosion, boom, surrounded by niobium. Brush like over here. 100. And these are all nice and green. I don't even know if I want to deal with this magma. I might just leave it there. Don't have any use for it. I got more than enough material that if I wanted to build bedrooms out here, I could. Oh, and apparently when you put these at the top of the map, they don't get full sunshine. So you get more building room, but you don't get as much power. So it's better to build them down 2, but not the full 3. All right. Let's just zoom all the way in and see what happens. So they should pump out that. And I think what's going on is the tile size of niobium is so much smaller. It's like 50 or 100 kilograms per tile as opposed to the 1,000 of most things. Like this abyssalite is 500 kilograms. So I think niobium takes up such a small space, such a small amount that it takes up more space. Yep. So each one of these is 70, 100. So we'll just keep erupting once you dig it out. Yeah, because you're saying overpressure. This is just a horrible noise. Yeah, so to get the most out of this, you have to have a robo miner. Maybe even more than one. The temperature-wise, like, it's cooling off fast. I guess because because it's such a small amount. It's not 1,000 kilograms of it. It's only a couple hundred kilograms. And then it takes up a tile and blocks itself. Is that metal? Yeah, that kind of blue-green is a cool color temperature. Alright. And it will be dormant for the next eruption. I mean, it warmed the room up, but not to, like, stupid high temperatures. You might actually need 2 robo-miners. Alright, let's speed that back up. Okay, so that was the Niobium Volcano eruption. It immediately bricks itself. Got it. Okay, that makes me want to try something. That really makes me want to try something. So what I'm thinking is this design, where it's in a vacuum, the niobium has nothing to connect to. Will it just roll off and work? Will it melt everything? I don't know. I might go into debug mode and swap the volcanoes. I might put a niobium volcano here for testing. Interesting. Oh, and I've been making everybody comfy beds. We got this bricked in. And another... Yeah, like it's dropped another 0.2 degrees since we last looked at it. So that's interesting. How's it doing on the rails? And it seems to be coming down pretty quick. Yeah, that's much faster than the iron volcano. I mean, those probably warmed up a little bit. But they're cooling the room off. And my steam is coming down. No, wait, gas. Cool deal. So, very important, Niobium Volcano, RoboMiner, that is confirmed. Yeah, I think I am going to copy it and see, go into kind of testing mode and see what that breaks. So the next project is this, and we'll see what it does. Would anyone care to share with the class how dumb I am? and why putting a layer of petroleum down here is like, oh, it'll help conduct the heat. Yeah, it's just going to solidify. Petroleum, freezing point is -50. Let's get that out of there. It's like, oh, use hydrogen. I don't know what I was thinking. We do have our first little bits of liquid oxygen. And what I was looking at is it has a specific heat capacity of 1 and a conductivity of 2. If you compare that to polluted water, conductivity of 0.5, but a capacity of 4. So polluted water can move 4 times as much heat. Even regular water is 4 with the lower conductivity. Oh, that's steel. Petroleum. And then the hydrogen is double the capacity, but 0.1 of the conductivity. So we'll see. I'm not sure if this will actually be possible. Odds are I'm going to break some pipes, but I definitely need a lot more liquid oxygen colder, and I need to clean up this petroleum before it freezes. I'm flying some dupes over here to pick up this rocket and sort them out, and I accidentally sent too many. So, that happens. But my rocket crew is heading over here, Gossman, Ada, and Hassan. I didn't mean to bring Ada. So, they should be landing here shortly. What is their flight time? 0.2 of a cycle. They changed this. So now it's just all our crew, not auto. And now it says, like, begin launch sequence. But that way I can start. These petroleum tanks are full. I was thinking my liquid tank rocket is over here. So I wanted to come grab it and wanted them to come help build, because the dupes over here are cooks and ranchers. Speaking of, there aren't any critters in there. You, grab some pips. Oh, and there's some meat down there. Whatever. How's this doing? Yeah, the hydrogen's at the right temperature, but it's still a couple of degrees above. Like, little bits have been forming down here. Speaking of rocket, someone's gonna drop a suit. And someone made a mess, apparently. Wonder if I forgot to turn the bathroom back on. Probably. Alright, and yeah. Get them all fancy beds. I don't even know who's over here. This boy, Otto and Liam. I really wish this would be separated by where they are, so you don't have to scroll through the whole list of people who aren't here and can't possibly do anything. But they'll come help clean up, build this. Clean all that out of there. And eventually that oxygen will probably condense. So theoretically I can set that to 1 kilo and slowly fill up this pipe. I need this temperature to come down. I need this temperature to come down. There's just no two ways about it. Alright, well this is going to take a while. So next time, we will see what happens when we turn this on. We saw the Niobium Volcano go off. You need robo miners. Anyway, thank you very much for watching my videos. Anybody who watches, not just people who subscribe. People who subscribe, thank you. It is super nice of you to click that button and say that you're interested in what I'm putting out. If you have questions, ideas, ways I can do this better, let me know. I'm always looking for feedback. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and tomorrow we'll see how badly we break this.